Hi, welcome back. I'm Shankar, and here's a quick demo of how AgiLeads will help your front office convert the leads that are coming into your practice into scheduled appointments. I'm going to do a role play here for the demo purpose, where the dashboard you see on the right is the dashboard of AgiLeads that your front office will use, and the cell phone you see on my left is my cell phone, where I as a lead is going to reach out to your practice through your website and other means. Now, to start our demo, let me say that you have a website for your practice, which is, let's say, agiledentist.us, for example. And as a lead, I actually can, for example, fill in a contact form on your website, or fill in the chat window. Interact with your office, or I can actually go to your Facebook page and interact with you. So let's do the role play and see that, as Shankar, let's say I go into your contact form first, and I am filling in my information, telling you about, oh, I want, let's say, for example, an implant consultation. And so I reach out to your practice, and when I do that, now your front office will use this dashboard and be able to see that Shankar, as a lead, will pop up into the new lead section, and it gives an opportunity for your office to be able to look at all the interactions that is happening with me. As you can see on the left, I immediately get a text message where it says, "Hi Shankar, thank you for contacting us, we'll be glad to help you." That's a text message I right away got from your practice. And in terms of the new leads, you can see that I right away automatically came into the new lead section. Now I can also, you as an office, you also get an email in your inbox stating that a new lead has actually reached out to you as well. As you can see here, this is a notification from AgiLeads that say that there is a new lead that has come in with all my contact information, Shankar, and my phone number here. Now, there is an alternate way that I can reach out to your practice as well, and which can be using the chat bot that we will, the form that we will allow through the chatbot here, and it's the same information that I can, feed in here as well. And I'm saying, like, consult for implants, please, and I can send this message as well. And when I do that, the system actually recognizes that I am the same contact reaching out through multiple sources, and it tracks all the conversations that are happening with me. So your front office can actually look at this and now look at all the communications that have happened with me so far. As you can see on the left, as a lead, I am starting to get more follow-up communications from your practice. For the demo purpose, I am actually accelerating the communication pattern, but typically this happens, there is a predefined schedule. A text gets sent the first day, and then maybe the next day another text goes, another couple of days another text goes out. So as you can see, there are multiple messages that will start to come from your practice to the lead. As you can see here, first I reached out, and I was given the information. I was sent, email went out to me saying thank you for contacting us, and there was a text that went in as well. And then you can see that I put in the information from the chatbot saying consult for implants, please. And then this text message of the nurturing campaign continues, where I'm able to get text messages from your practice. I also get emails from your practice, as you can see here. Thank you for contacting us. Please let us know what is a good time to reach out. So, this type of communication happens immediately and continuously, so that we are able to, your practice is staying in front of the mind of the lead who's reaching out to you. Now, what could happen is, as a lead, let's say I go in, I get this text message, and I, type in saying, sure, I will call you soon. Let's say I'm able to text this message now back to the office. Your office will immediately see this here, and you will be able to see that since I am as a lead actually already starting to interact with your practice. Now you will see that this lead will soon move into warm leads. The reason is because I am starting to interact with some of the messages that you are sending. It could be either through email, or it could be SMS. So There we go. So it immediately moved it to warm leads, and this information is available for you to look at who are all the warm leads that are reaching out to you, who have reached out to you, and who are all the new leads that reached out through other sources. There is even other sources, like let's say I go to your Facebook page, for example. Let's say, let me just mimic that, maybe as a different user for the demo purpose. So if I go to your Facebook page here, which is of your practice, and let's say I try to reach out to your practice, so we will install the chatbot here as well, which is pretty simple. Try to get the basic information from the lead, and have them to have your practice to actually call them back. So here, for example, what can we help you with? Let's say I click on this one, and now I say, okay, let's say implants. Please state briefly how we can help. Implants consultation. Implants consultation this week, for example. So let's say I give that information now. Now it's going to say, oh, what's the best number to reach you at? So since I'm this is like a user, this is a different user I'm using. So I can say some different number. For example, let me give you a different number, 4620445, which is again my number. And then it's going to ask maybe what's the best email address. Let's say I give it it is going to pick up the email that corresponds to this account already. So let's say I give that one now. And so thank you for reaching out. We'll be in touch with you shortly. So now your front office in your dashboard is going to start to see that Pranav is already part of the tracking, and it keeps track of all the communication. Since it's a new lead, they can click on this contact and be able to see all the communications that has been happening with Pranav Shankar in this case, which is a different lead. And you can see that there is a cell phone number. There is the email. So all this communication that happened starts to show up here right away. So let's come back to let's say Shankar, and in this case, let's say there are two ways. One approach is that I can give the call, your practice a call. So let's say I go to here, and then let's say I want to give a call right now. So I'm going to put it in speaker, and so I'm trying to call your office right now and see if I can reach out to you and talk to you. And let's say it doesn't go through right now. For the demo purpose, we just have a demo number, and immediately you would see that the dashboard in the conversation section is able to detect that there is an incoming call already. And so once I go to the conversations here, okay, here you can see that there is an inbound call. Hi, I'm Shankar. I'm trying to reach out for an implant consultation. Can you please give me a call back? So here's what I'm doing is that I immediately leave a voicemail, and you can see that this voicemail has been recorded, and you can listen into the recording as well as part of the same dashboard, so where you are able to track all the communications that has happened with me so far. And also, since I actually reached out to you, let me bring you back to the opportunity section here real quick. So if I go back to the opportunities, I have actually, since I made the first call, I've automatically been moved to the first call where I left you a message, and you can listen into the recording. But since the first time the calls have started to happen, there's a different, type of nurturing campaign that kicks in, where, we are able to send the leads the link to appointment calendar. If you have a calendar, that's something that we can send. Similarly, now your office can choose to say, hey, I want to give him a call, right? So they can either choose to use the same dashboard to call, or they can just call them from their own let's say from their own front desk. So let's say for this purpose of demo, let's say I call. You can see that I'm immediately able to get the call in Agile Dental Care, and for the demo purpose, let's say I'm able to pick up the call. Hi, this is Shankar. And you can see that there's a two-way communication that has happened. Now this is the second time the call is happening. So what your office can do is actually take this, take this contact simply. And now, since the communication happened, they typically know the type of communication that has happened, and that's something they can capture in terms of notes for this particular. Okay, if I come in here, for example, I mean there is a note section here, so where they can actually put in all the notes that is happened specific to that call. So let me go back real quick, and if I go back in here, I have this notes section, so I can click on the notes and put some notes regarding the call that happened. It could be something about implants, sample note one, for example. So let me save it and update it. So now this automatically goes into the notes of the person. So your office can actually see that, yes, it has actually, the call has been made, the note has been recorded. And anytime they can click on the I to see the notes, all the, past notes that have happened. Now, what would happen is, anytime, here, anytime the person is actually in the calls, right, where the communication is happening back and forth with your practice, there is a nurturing campaign, as you can see, that continuously happens, where I'm starting to get, regular text messages in terms of, your practice reaching out to me. So it is saying, following up on our earlier call to make sure we take care of your dental concerns. Can you please book an appointment, right? So that's something that will continuously happen on an ongoing basis, and your staff can actually feel free to actually move this, drag and drop this contact from one stage to the other with necessary notes as well. They can move people, move leads from first call to the second call to the third call. This can continuously happen, and so that way it's very easy to drag and drop from one stage to the other. So as you can see here, so I've moved it here, and then from the second call to the third call, I can move in as well, all while keeping track of the notes and also having the nurturing campaign happen in parallel. So let's say if communication has happened, and let's say the contact chooses to actually book an appointment, they can either integrate with the appointment that you have, or they can actually click on this link. And actually, in this for the purpose of the demo, let me skip this part. But this is a link that I can actually give, and this can actually once the person books appointment, the staff can actually move them into scheduled instead of being in the call list. Once they move, sorry about that. So once they move them into the scheduled link, scheduled stage of the pipeline, now all the nurturing will stop, because your staff has been able to have them scheduled in your own calendar. So this is the type of communications that happens back and forth. So there is a nurturing campaign that happened early on in terms of new leads and warm leads. There is a nurturing campaigns that happen in terms of once the first call happened, and also eventually to the point where they got you scheduled. Now, if it is an implants, we also have a special campaign where, let's say they came in and actually they started to they came in for a treatment plan, and that is something that was presented. Then your staff can actually move them into the presented treatment stage, which means a plan to be able to treat your implants has been presented. And now is a new nurturing campaign that starts, where we are able to follow up with the lead here. As you can see on the left, Shankar, it was great meeting you at our office today. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any follow-up questions, right? And you will also see that I will start to get more emails, follow-up emails, specifically regarding the office visit. So again, you can see that it was nice meeting you, and I want to extend one thank you for coming in. And would like to if you have more questions about the treatment options, please give us a call back. So things like that, and there is a continuous nurturing that will happen here. As you can see the history here, right from the first time that they sent email, you can see that there is a follow-up campaign that is going on. Once the call has been made, there's a follow-up campaign that goes on, and once the person came in for a treatment that was presented, there is a follow-up campaign that starts as well. And your staff can associate a dollar value associated with this. That way you can actually see what is the pipeline, how strong is your pipeline. And let's say they came into the practice, there is a constant nurturing that's going on, And you can see here that there will be like a email sent every week or every other week to kind of remind the patients about the implant or importance of implants. And again, you can see like there is a second email while we are seeing this demo. Oh, after a week, let's say, hey, did you get a chance to think about the options we discussed, and provide them more interesting information that they will find relevant. So this is kind of how the nurturing works. And let's say the person called in, booked an appointment, actually started the treatment. Your staff can actually move them into the started treatment and actually put the actual dollar value in here. That way, exactly what is the dollar value of the treatment that has started. So the pipeline can actually show you how much is in the pipeline in terms of the leads that is going to be nurtured, and also the pipeline in terms of the treatment that has started. So you know the exact revenue that you're getting out of all these efforts as well. So there is a dashboard here that you can look at, and it will kind of show you the entire pipeline of how many leads are in new leads, how many leads are in warm leads, and how many are in first call, second call, third call. So it kind of gives you a quick snapshot how many opportunities there are, what is the value of the pipeline, and this continues to grow, and immediately you can associate the dollar value to the value that this platform brings for your practice. And anytime you want to see the history, everything is being tracked. So if I go to the to my record here, and this starts from day one in terms of all the communications that have happened with Shankar. So your front office can look at this and actually go back and look at right from day one when I filled in the contact form all the way to like the nurturing that is happening with the implant campaign. It keeps track of all the all the communications that have been happening, including the phone calls, including text messages, including the emails, including the voicemail recording. So you have pretty much all the information right here. So you can listen to the recording, you can see the text message, you can see the emails, and anytime you can put in more notes as well, and you can also choose to respond to the lead via this platform as well. So if you want to send him a text message, great, I'll call you soon. Let's say we do that, right? So you can send a text message right here, and as a lead, I will start to see that text message right away. You can see here that I got a text message, great, I'll call you soon, right? Very simple way for your practice to be in touch with the leads. Similarly, they can choose to send email right from here as well, where you fill in that information and say send, and that is going to send the immediate email as well. So very convenient overall. In terms of your the nurturing, so that is the nurturing happens automatically from day one. As long as the lead has reached out to you, we will constantly nurture them softly on a consistent basis, while your staff also works with the lead to actually convert them to patients. So it's a very handy platform where objective of AgiLeads is to take the leads that are coming in from various sources. Like could be the Facebook chat, could be the website chat, it could be the website contact form, or could be the Google My Business chat, any of these different platforms, or they may just pick up the phone and give you a call, right? And immediately it will start to show up as a new lead, and this new leads are being nurtured constantly through various stages, eventually get to a phone calls, and eventually get them booked on your calendar. So hope this information was helpful. I'll be happy to answer more questions if you have, but this is kind of how the platform works. There's a lot of automatic nurturing happens that benefits your practice a lot. Everything is immediate, and there is a schedule of nurturing that is very soft, and which is constantly reminding the leads to get in touch with your practice and book appointments. Hence you get more patients coming in, and and also having more revenue coming in for your practice. Thank you, and hope this was helpful, and look forward to answering any more questions that you may have from this. Thank you.